This killing has to stop. Our children want to live.
It's a very sad occasion, and one thing I want to talk about is racism isn't going to end if we all sit here and hold hands and sing Kumbaya. This country was founded on systemic racism through the doctrine of discovery. It was codified through law in America, and it was made legal to enslave, kill, or rape people of color, Africans, Asians, Native Americans, for land, because land is money. A very different mindset than our ancestors had. When we talk about laws, there were laws against our way of life, our songs, our spiritual way of life. Laws against singing our songs. And that is why our people are hurting to this day. That is why people may struggle with alcoholism. It's not that it's genetic. It's not genetic. We struggle with alcoholism and we struggle with addiction because we are hurting. Our hearts hurt and our spirits hurt because our way of life was taken from us violently. We are not violent. But we may need to be violent moving forward. If that's what it takes to make change, then we'll do whatever it takes to make change, because my babies will not die. And I want to stand in solidarity with Black Lives Matter, because we know as Indigenous people, 99% of us were killed off. We're 1% of the population. We're 1%. We need allies. We need solidarity with other groups. But we also need to maintain integrity in who we are. We don't need anyone coming around trying to be us. We don't need anyone coming around trying to take our spirituality or our way of life. We don't need anyone videotaping our songs and trying to go sing them at home. We don't need that. But we need you to stand with us and be willing to die with us. I want us to acknowledge that a revolution is in the making, that we will witness in our lifetime. We will witness the fall of capitalism in our lifetime. And I want us to start thinking about what this next model is going to look like. What do we want it to look like? How do we want our children, all children, to be raised? I want us to start dismantling these ideas of oppression, of skin color, right? Even in our own communities. Start dismantling these ideas of who's worth something and who's not. Yeah! So these are conversations we can all have. You don't have to have a degree to have those conversations. And in our communities, in our Indigenous communities, we need to be able to feed ourselves. We need to be able to feed ourselves. There is no sovereignty without food sovereignty.
To see people braving the heat, making that walk from 16th and Jackson to 60th and Center, that's remarkable. Oh my gosh.
We lost everything. And so as Natives, we are trying to heal from being colonized. It's called decolonization. Look up historical trauma. Please study it. Understand it. Talk about it. It's not just Natives that have experienced historical trauma. It's about every people of color. All minorities have experienced it here. And we talk about reparations and bringing that back. Natives are working to decolonize. We want to decolonize. It's healing for us, but it's not just us that need it. Every one of you out here need it too. I watched that video. It was heartbreaking. He cried out for help, and they just beat him and tased him until he stopped moving. Don't forget his name. Don't let this end. Learn your history, because American history begins with Native American history. It's your history too. It's not just my tribe's history. It's everybody's history.
Thank you.